All right, I'm back. I'm just gonna add the 4 minutes I have left on this video. So again, I apologize for that dropping. So what happened was that my phone overheated. I had it against the window and the sun was hitting it and it overheated and it shut itself down. Anyway, so I had left off saying that here I am worried about my two daughters growing up and getting to my age where they will be dealing with this type of situation, my many perimenopause, which I mean, I think it's a lot of different things because I'm very stressed out. I have a lot of things going on. I feel overloaded. And then going through this changes with my age and my body, I think doesn't help the situation. But anyway, so back to my topic of apology. Here I am worried about, or teaching my kids how to say I'm sorry, how to apologize, etc. And then here I am worried about, oh my God, they're going to go through this when they're older. And then are they going to be able to apologize? Are they going to be able to communicate properly? Are they going to be able to work through these difficult things? So, when I was having that conversation with my daughter, my 12-year-old, that I was apologizing to her about me flipping out on her. And she opened up about how talking about her emotions, she doesn't like talking about her emotions. And we opened up about that too, because I said, I don't either. Like, just being honest. Sometimes I think our parents just were not open with us, not because they didn't want to. Like, now as an adult, I think back and I'm like, it's just, they didn't have time. Like, and it was a different time back then. Like, I feel like now our time is even more absorbed and more difficult to talk about with our kids, etc. But I feel like my parents were always busy and working and they didn't have time, or because they gave us a lot of love. They gave us a lot of tradition and education and morals. Like, I think my parents did a phenomenal job raising us. But every child, I think, feels, or every person feels like, well, I'm going to do this different with my kid. And to be honest, I used to say that, but there's so many things that I do that my parents did with us that I'll repeat. And I'll be like, oh my God, I said I wasn't going to do this. But I did it because I felt that, it worked. It worked with me. But now these things aren't working, and a lot of times I blame myself. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing such a bad job. I'm such a bad mom. I messed this up. I messed that up. And then I need to learn to apologize to myself. Now, this I didn't talk about in the last video, but I'm just adding this because it came up. But I blame myself a lot for, mistakes my kids make and things they do. And I blame me because I feel like it's a reflection of me. I feel like I messed up. I should have done better. And a lot of times I'll go back and I'll be like, I should have just raised them like I was raised because, I came up well. And then I think, well, do I want them to have the resentments I have or work through the issues that I had to work through and go through the therapy I went through and all that stuff? Like, I don't know. So they're going through their journey and I went through mine. So I'm learning to apologize to myself that it's okay. Like, you're doing your best. I'm trying my best. Just like everyone else out there, it's easy to judge and look and say, oh, look at that kid. They messed them up, or they messed that one up. And we're our worst critic. We're the first to blame ourselves. So I'm giving myself some grace and not blaming myself so much and apologizing to myself for all the negative feedback. And I'm just telling myself I'm doing the best I can with the tools I have. And hopefully it will get through to them. you know. My 7-year-old, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. She is very, very open about her emotions, her feelings, what you do and how you make her feel. So I don't know if it's her like growing up watching all these conversations about apology and what did you do wrong and your feelings, and open up about it and correct it and let it out. But she is very good at it. So I think I have like each different level. Like my son also is very open and wants to get things out. My middle one, she's doesn't like to talk about her feelings, like no one does. So she's a little more reserved, or she'll try to avoid if she can. And then my little one will speak before she's even asked. So she'll express what she's feeling. So I have a little bit of everything. I'm trying my best. I apologize that I had to do 2 videos, but that's it. I rolling with the punches and going with the flow, and it is what it is. So let's learn to communicate, to talk about our feelings, to talk about the uncomfortable, because that's what is difficult, and to apologize to each other and to apologize to our kids, and our kids apologize to us and others that they do wrong. So let's normalize uncomfortable and apologizing. Okay, so let's make it a good one. It's a beautiful sunny day, so let's make it a great day. All right, let's make it a productive one. Take care. Bye.